Good morning, greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures if you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be. But you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 32 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the Youngevity products or business or our True Skin Health products or ingredients, formulations, or if you just have a success story you'd like to share or if you want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the Youngevity products you hear advertised or recommended on The Bright Side, call 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470, or go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can purchase all your favorite Youngevity products off our websites, or you can sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team if that's what you want to do for a one-time $25 fee. You can start a Youngevity business, be in business for yourself, earn thank you checks associated with having your own business, make your own hours, all for a one-time $25 fee. If you just want to get your product at the wholesale price, just for $25, you can get your products wholesale. You can participate as little or as much as you like, all for $25. If nutritional supplementation has helped you in your life, if you've noticed benefits from nutritional supplementation, if you've lost weight, if you quit smoking cigarettes, if you've reduced your prescription drugs, if you've stopped taking your prescription drugs because of the power of the Youngevity supplements, now pay it forward. Help other folks. That's what it's all about, is helping other people. Zig Ziglar said, we can get what we want if we help other people get what they want. I 100% believe that. All that matters is, at the end of the day, is how much you gave back. And with Youngevity and the Youngevity business, you now have a business that allows you to give back. Call 866-735-2470 for more information. If you're in the Sacramento area, I will be doing a talk this Sunday, June the 10th, 11 a.m. at the Orangevale Community Center, 6826 Hazel Avenue in Orangevale, California. Call 916-712-9504 for more information, 916-712-9504. All right, we're going to talk to my buddy Brian Larson at the bottom of the hour. He's an expert on a molecule that we don't really talk too much about on this program, but it is very likely the most fascinating molecule of all molecules. And I know that's saying something, because there's lots of really interesting molecules, but this is in the argument for most fascinating molecule and most multifunctional molecule. And you know I love multifunctionality. It's a molecule that plays a very important role in nutrition, and we don't talk about it a lot. Brian Larson is an expert on this molecule, and he actually has a pet product that features it, and we'll talk about that. At the bottom of the hour, we'll get your phone calls in our next segment. I want to continue talking, continue talking about the superstar of detoxification, at least the superstar of the detoxification system in the body, and that is glucuronate. Glucuronate. I hope that's not too hard to say, because it's really important that we understand what this stuff is if we're going to leverage or maximize our body's ability to purify itself. It's an amazing detoxification system in the body that can detoxify hormones and drugs and pollutants and cigarette smoke and alcohol and dry cleaning fluid and pretty much you name it. pretty much you name it. If it's a toxic molecule, the body's detox system can detoxify it. The superstar of the detoxification system is called glucuronate. Your body can make glucuronate, but if you're dealing with health challenges, supporting the body's ability to produce this stuff can be really helpful. And this is where the cruciferous vegetables come in. The cruciferous vegetables are the ultimate detoxification food. Brussels sprouts, bok choy, cabbage, cauliflower, and the much maligned broccoli are nature's detoxification powerhouses. And if you are under the illusion that you can't do cruciferous, or perhaps you can't do cruciferous vegetables, but most people can. A lot of people think they can't, but most people can. You should really be enjoying them every day, with butter and with salt. It turns out that you can get some glucuronate-type substances in citrus fruits too, oranges and grapefruit particularly. Interestingly, this stuff, glucuronate, that's responsible for this really important step in the detoxification process, is very similar to another detoxification molecule that most animals can make, except for guinea pigs, a couple of ape species, the fruit bat, and human beings. And that's vitamin C. Glucuronate is a direct precursor to vitamin C. It gets turned into vitamin C in animals. We have lost the ability to do that. Nobody really knows why we lost the ability to do that. It may have something to do with our ingestion of fruits and other vitamin C containing foods. The body's very economical, and if it doesn't need to make something, it's not going to make it. And the theory is, anyway, that our ancestors, our primitive ancestors, way, way, way back, lost the ability because they were eating lots of vitamin C containing foods. They lost the ability to make this stuff because the body didn't need to make it. No one really knows why, though. In any case, by facilitating this glucuronate process, you can support bile excretion. Glucuronate is bile, and bile is affected by this glucuronate molecule, and it helps facilitate the excretion of bile. And that's really what we're talking about here, is helping the body eliminate bile. When the body eliminates bile, toxic estrogen comes out of the body, antibiotics come out of the body, aspirin comes out of the body, drugs, prescription drugs of all kinds come out of the body, Motrin, anti-inflammatories, all kinds of stuff comes out of the body. Food coloring, food processing chemicals, preservatives, artificial sweeteners, cigarette smoke. If you're eating a lot of hot dogs, the nitrates and the nitrites, those are going to come out in the bile. So helping the body eliminate bile. What happens is, as the bile is, here's the whole way the whole thing works, is bile's made in the liver, it gets pumped into the gallbladder, stored in the gallbladder. You eat food, it drops from your stomach into the intestine, and right at that juncture, where it drops from the stomach into the intestine, it gets hit with a big blast of bile from the gallbladder. That bile has does a couple of things. One, the main thing it does is it acts to liberate fats from that stuff that dropped out of the stomach. It's kind of like the stuff that comes out of the stomach is acid. If you're healthy, it's got a low pH. It's acidic. Bile has a relatively high. It's between 7 and 8, so it's kind of alkaline. It's alkaline, and then there's pancreatic juices, which are very alkaline, sodium bicarbonate. There's a whole big alkaline jolt of liquid that hits that stuff that drops out of the stomach into the intestine, and that has has a fizzing effect. The acid hits the base. An acid-base reaction creates fizzing. It's kind of like, there used to be a product, I don't even know if they still make it, called Fizzies. Or if you make a solution of baking soda and then add apple cider vinegar to it, or if you make a solution of apple cider vinegar and add baking soda to it, one way or the other, you get a fizzing action. That fizzing action liberates the fats out of the food. And that's what's supposed to happen. And then the bile does a little circle. It goes from that intestinal area, it circulates back around and goes back into the gallbladder. And as it's going through the intestine and doing its little circle, it's clearing things out. It's picking up toxins. And some of it gets dumped out. Some of it gets dumped out in the bowels. It does a big circle. It recycles, except for some of it gets dumped out. If you're healthy. If you're not healthy, it doesn't get dumped out. It just keeps circling around and around and around. That's when it gets sludgy. So helping the bile eliminate, get eliminated out of the large intestine as it's doing this little circle is really important. And that's where this stuff, glucuronidation, can be so important. Eliminating that toxic, sludgy bile. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number, and we'll take your calls this segment. Got a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. Brian Larson's going to talk about a really super interesting molecule. It's got a lot of health relevance that you don't ever, very rarely hear about this molecule, although you probably will start to hear more and more about it. It was just first synthesized in the 1980s. Early 1980s. So we've only known about this stuff for about 40 years, although in theory, there's been some theoretical ideas about it for a lot longer than that. We'll talk about that at the bottom of the hour. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the Youngevity products, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. So we're talking about bile. Before we went to break, just to clarify this, and we'll continue talking about this. On our next Bright Side episode. The bile comes out of the gallbladder, hits the food at the level of the intestine, and then it goes through the intestine, cleaning out the intestine, and does a return trip back to the liver, where the liver is responsible for processing it and breaking it down and clearing things out. If the bile if there's too much bile or the bile's too sludgy, the liver can't do its work of breaking things down. What ends up happening is some of that bile pigment can actually leak out into the blood, and you will see that as yellowing of the skin. That will appear as jaundice. Sometimes happens to babies when their liver is not, if they're born preemie and their liver is not functioning as well as it should. It happens when the liver starts to become pooped over time. It just can't clear out that bile. And it can also happen when bile is not eliminated properly. And there's actually a disease, a syndrome, whose main characteristic is bile pigment that accumulates and results. We'll talk about all this on our next Bright Side episode. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on the archive pages at benfuchsarchives.com, also brightsideben.com. Time to hit the phones. Let's go to Idaho and say good morning to Shona. Hey, Shona, what's up?
Hey, good morning, Ben. Thank you so much. You're so amazing. You reach out. You help us so much. How do we start teaching people the right way the body works? I mean, we rely on automobiles, and we take them to the mechanic. We can always get a new one, but we can't get a new body.
I don't know. To me, it's the most important thing to understand.
Yeah,
you listen on the radio. I know. If you go on the radio or you listen on the internet, you hear all of these radio shows where people screaming about the New World Order and politics and Trump this and Obama that and Hillary this and blah, 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 blah. To me, none of that even matters. What really matters is what our bodies are like. We should be studying our bodies every day. And it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to be a biologist. There's this myth out there, Shona, that you got to study medicine. You got to be a doctor. People sometimes call me doctor. They just assume I'm a doctor because I know about the body. I'm not even that smart, let alone I'm not, educated in these kinds of things. I went to pharmacy school. Let me tell you something about pharmacy school. Here, I hate to burst people's bubbles about pharmacists. Probably some pharmacists are going to be mad at me, but you don't really learn a lot about the way this stuff works in pharmacy school, although it's changing, I have to say. They're starting to study more nutrition, and they're starting to emphasize more biology, but it's really just about drugs. You got to go out of your way to kind of see how the body works, whether you're a pharmacist or even if you're a doctor. Doctors don't really study how the body works. They study disease, and they study diagnosis. And if a doctor does know how the body works, he's probably studied a lot of it on his own. And there are some physicians who study stuff on their own, or they do research on their own. But your typical MD or GP, your general practitioner doctor, he's trained in drugs and he's trained in diseases. And that's pretty much it. And if he has a specialty, if he's a hernia guy or a knee guy or a nose guy or a plastic surgeon, whatever, he may know his specialty. But as a system, the body as a system eludes most practitioners of the medical model. And it's true about pharmacists, and certainly it's true about lay people. And that's why I think this program is so darn important. And other programs like this, they're probably out there.
Right.
They don't talk about, there's a lot of products like this. There's a lot of sales shows like this that sell you products. And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those shows where they really want you to dive into, or help you dive in to what's happening in the body. And it's really easy now with YouTube. You can get on YouTube and you can see all kinds of stuff. If you have a health problem, you go on YouTube and look it up. And I don't mean look it up just on the internet where you read about it, but actually visually see it on YouTube. Visually see what happens to your gallbladder when your bile is sludgy. visually see on YouTube what a gallbladder crystallization is like, or how the whole thing happens. And you got to be careful a little bit on the internet, because there's wrong information there too. But there's no excuse nowadays in the information age for not participating. We live in an age of information. It's almost like that's passé to say the information age, because it started so long ago, probably 50 years ago. But now you can really leverage information. I remember when I was doing research, when I first graduated pharmacy school, and I was doing some writing, I was doing some research, I'd have to go to the library. I'd have to sit there and walk around with a card catalog and then writing things down and carrying a stack of books and, going to the Xerox machine and copying things. Now you just sit in the comfort of your own living room or office, just punch a couple buttons, and you get information about anything you want. There's no excuse not to understand the basics of the body.
And we can trust a lot of that, right?
Well, you got to wade through it. You got to wade through it. There's a lot of you got to wade through it, and you got to participate, and you got to try things out and experiment. It's a jungle. It's an information war, as Alex says. It's an info war that's out there, and you do have to treat it as such. True. Hey, I want to get to one more call before we go to our break. Okay, Shona?
Thank you, Ken. You are so amazing.
Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate it. Okay, take care. All right, let's go to Randy in Washington State. Good morning, Randy. Welcome to the Bright Side.
Good morning. I recently discovered your program, and I have been kind of like binge watching and listening to everything, nice. And I think it's amazing.
How long ago? How long ago did you discover us?
About a month ago.
And how did you discover us?
I was looking for the perfect multivitamin, which led me to Youngevity, which led me to more information about you, and so now I found your program, and
nice.
It's been great. So
awesome.
So my question is, I'm 35. I have been losing my hair since I was about 20, and I know it's nutritional, and so I'm trying to figure
thyroid and estrogen, two hormones are involved. Thyroid and estrogen hormone, probably stress hormones involved there too, and nutrition is involved as well. So the first thing you got to do is calm the F down. That's the first thing you got to do. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude there, but you know what I'm saying. I could tell, right? That's a classic sign of jacked up stress hormones and low thyroid, poor thyroid functioning. Do you have weight issues at all?
No.
Do you have any skin issues at all?
Not some dry skin a little bit.
Okay. How about cold hands, feet, fingers, toes, that kind of thing?
No, and I was on my thyroid medicine. They said I had Hashimoto's, but then they weren't totally sure.
No, I'm telling you, you got a thyroid problem. It doesn't matter what it's called. Forget your diagnosis. You got a thyroid problem. Yeah. It's probably secondary to a gut problem, to a digestive problem. Work on your digestive system, especially fats. Okay. Especially fats and fatty vitamins. Use digestive enzymes, something called pancreatin. Just keep listening to all the stuff we're talking about here with bile. Make sure you're on essential fatty acids. You might want to try something called pregnenolone, Pregnenolone, 100 milligrams. You got to calm your body down because you're definitely hypothyroid. If you don't have weight issues now, you're young still, you're going to have weight issues soon. And you want to really focus on the three hormones, estrogen, cortisol, and thyroid hormone, and also insulin, I should say, 4 hormones. Those are the 4 places you want to work. All right, I wish I had more time, Randy, but thanks for the kind words, and thank you for calling, and feel free to call back, and we can go into this a little bit more. All right, we're going to get Brian Larson on in our next segment.
Water is...
Okay, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben, and we are on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central, 24/7 on the archive pages at brightsideben.com and benfuchsarchives.com. You can purchase Youngevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com, and you can purchase our Truth Skin Health products, including our new Biomimetic Mineral Mist and our Truth Retinol 1% Gel, both new products, and we got a couple new ones coming out here in maybe 2 weeks or so, a couple new cleansers. You can check out all our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, so I am very excited to have our next guest on. Brian Larson is a healthcare professional and a businessman and a chemist and a lover of chemistry and a lover of my favorite molecule, the C60 molecule, which has got really, really impressive chemical features and health benefits as well. Brian has formulated a product called Restore Pet, which takes advantage of C60. We're going to talk a little bit about this a fabulous C60 molecule, as well as Restore a Pet with Brian Larson. Please welcome Brian to the bright side. Good morning. How you doing, Brian?
Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Pharmacist Fan.
Yes, good to talk to you. So you have an impressive CV. You're a healthcare professional and a business person. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how? Start off with your background a little bit, and then kind of seg or morph into how you got into this awesome, incredible, magical molecule called C60. Starting off with your background.
Yeah, so I started out as a teenager in pharmacy. I was a pharmacy technician and went to school and studied chemistry, and then later actually became a nurse. And so I was combining kind of this love of helping people and understanding chemistry with actually, I guess, a similar approach that you have, that kind of holistic view of the human body. And
you didn't buy the medical model, the medical model propaganda?
I mean, and I've heard you say it. There are times when, you have an emergency. There are times when you need the medical model. But, I'm a huge supporter of supplementation. I'm a huge supporter of taking your health into your own hands and really looking at yourself holistically and looking just beyond what a diagnosis might be and what your underlying causes are. And I noticed that, doctors weren't doing that. They would come in and they'd give a diagnosis and they'd walk out and just kind of wash their hands of the situation. And sadly, I think that that's true of the veterinary world as well. And I had an epiphany. This is many years ago now. I had a dog that I had as an adolescent, and she got arthritis pretty young, and she developed bone cancer shortly thereafter, and she died pretty quickly. And it was a very devastating occurrence for me. And at the time, I was working for a company that developed flavorings, the largest flavoring company in the world for pharmaceuticals and for supplements. And the founder of that company and I had a passion for research. And so that was when I first stumbled onto the C60 molecule, realized that it's this remarkably powerful antioxidant. At the time, a lot of the understanding was very theoretical, but we knew that it was this really special molecule. And so I kind of combined those two loves, the passion that I had for that holistic view of care with the sort of realization that there was nothing particularly on the veterinary market, no supplement, that was really changing the game, that was actually having a visible improvement in quality of life, working at the cellular level to make a difference and actually help these pets.
And C60 is that molecule?
C60 is that molecule, yeah. And
what is C60? So, for the uninitiated, you and I have talked about C60. I've told you about my love. In fact, you're the first person I ever met that loved the molecule as much as I did, and I first heard about it a few years ago. And that's why I got so excited when our mutual friend Bruce introduced us. But tell for the listeners, what exactly is C60?
Yeah, so at a very high level, very simply stated, all it is carbon atoms that are just connected in a very unique structure. The structure kind of looks like
that's putting it mildly. Very unique. That's putting it mildly. It's the most incredible structure in all of it. I encourage people to do a Google search on the image of C60, also known as buckyballs. So go ahead. I'm sorry. It's just you're saying it's the structure that gives it this amazing function, right?
It is. And so as an antioxidant, what that means is, these carbon atoms are ready to accept the electrons from a free radical. They're able to neutralize that free radical and to stop that cellular degradation, that DNA degradation that takes place in every one of the parts of our cell, in every one of those organelles. And so it's not only able to neutralize so many of these free radicals, but it's working synergistically with other antioxidants. And so that's what sort of makes our product unique, is that we've developed multiple other antioxidants, and we've encased this C60 molecule in a unique fatty acid that it's surrounded by, and that's able to allow it to cross through the cell membrane. So, at a high level, it's a very simple chemical structure, but as you said, it's remarkable. It is incredibly powerful. The effects that it has are incredible. They're visible. And
is it fair to say it's the most powerful antioxidant there is?
Absolutely. I mean, I use one term to describe it, and that's super antioxidant. I really believe even the other antioxidants.
They're all important. They're all important. But what is
Absolutely,
what?
But they're on a different level.
Yeah, they're on a different. This is like a quantum leap, the next level of antioxidants. I can't think of one that is even close to it, even like vitamin C or something like that. So now you got this molecule. You got fascinated. I wish I had time to hear how you found out about the molecule. I mean, it's not exactly well known, although it's becoming more and more well known. But what made you think of putting it into a pet? Use this particular molecule in a pet product? Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else thought of it.
No, it's true. So, again, I think that I saw this market opportunity because nobody had a quality pet supplement, one that was based on research, one that was based on science, one that was going to make a difference. And we were just expanding at the time at the company that I was working for with my, my later business partner on a veterinary division. We were expanding this flavoring to the veterinary world, and we were finding that dogs were dying because there are some life-saving medications, of course, that you need to take. These dogs had terrible seizure disorders that were just ingrained, and it wasn't going to go away, and they needed to take their phenobarbital or whatever different medication, and they weren't taking it because it tasted so bad. And we developed flavorings, and so that expanded into we can actually develop a product that's really going to make a difference. And it took years. It was very difficult. As simple as the molecule is, it's difficult to work with. It was difficult to find it that it would get to a way where it could actually penetrate the cell. And but now, all these years later, we did it. It's been on the market for about 5 years, and we've got thousands of pets that are on the product, and it's just tremendous to see these pets that are at
What's the name of the
product?
The name of the product.
It's Restorapet. RESTORAPET. Restorapet.
And the website?
Restorapet.com/Ben Trial. We're offering it for free to your listeners.
Oh, awesome. Restorapet/Ben Trial.
Yep, restorapet.com/Ben Trial.
We got to take a break, Brian. When we come back, I want to hear all the details about Restorapet, this pet rejuvenating supplement made with C60 buckyballs. Okay, we're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Brian Larson about Restorapet. Brian, our last segment here, let me just ask you some questions, and then you just take the ball and run with it. I want to know what's in Restorapet. I want to know who needs Restorapet. I want to know why they need Restorapet, and then how they get Restorapet.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's in Restorapet? So it's got the C60, and we have a unique way, a patent-pending way that we work with it. So it's called Vitalitrol, our special version of that. And that's the super antioxidant that we talked about. In addition to that, it's got the complete vitamin E, all 8 isomers of vitamin E, omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are fantastic for pets. It's got CoQ10 in a therapeutic dose. And it's got lutein and zeaxanthin, other antioxidants, particularly for ocular health.
Why did you use the CoQ10? I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's okay. Yes. So there's a lot of studies that have been done on pets. This is something that actually is available quite frequently. You'll find in pet supplements one of the only ingredients that works that's on the market by itself, that it's being used in dogs and cats. And they're using it as a anti-inflammatory, kind of an anti-aging supplement. The problem is by itself, in pets, it doesn't work to its full potential. So the way that we use it, that dose is working synergistically with the other antioxidants. And so the effects that a pet owner is going to notice with Restorapet, it's going to decrease pain, decrease inflammation. It's going to increase energy, improve immune function, protection of vital organs. I mean, it's a really, really remarkable supplement. And so who needs Restorapet? Older pets, dogs, cats, horses, rabbits, small mammals, will see these really really remarkable, visible improvements in quality of life. We have hundreds of testimonials. We have video testimonials that are on YouTube and on our social media pages, and I'll talk about that in a second. But these dogs that have hip dysplasia and arthritis and are limping, that are able to run again for the first time in years in some cases because of the Restore a Pet. Younger pets, it's a supplement that helps maintain wellness. So it's a popular kind of phrase, but something that we talk about and really believe in is that it not only adds kind of years to a pet's life, but it adds life to their years. And we have had, in the 5 years that it's been on the market, we've got thousands of pets that, it's really a game changer for them. So
puppies and kittens and little, young animals as well as old animals benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to see the most visible improvements in an older pet that's symptomatic. They're showing the decline, the aging decline that, especially humans that aren't able to take care of themselves the way they should, experience as well. That's just the slowing down and the arthritis and the sore joints. Pets get that too, and people don't realize it's a tremendous decrease in their quality of life.
Why can't humans take it?
So we're actually introducing a human product on the market later this year. It's absolutely humans can. I definitely have received plenty of questions from, we'll just say, 150 or 200 pound pets, quote unquote. We wanted to market this product to the pet industry that really was. Where I kind of had this epiphany and felt that there was an opportunity. But, my background was originally in healthcare for humans, that holistic view of healthcare, pharmacy, and then later nursing. So I have a tremendous passion there, and we'll definitely be introducing the human product.
And what made you think of using all 8 isomers of vitamin E as opposed to just alpha tocopherol?
Yeah, so...
Which is what what most supplements have, is just the alpha tocopherol, right?
It does, yes. Most supplements are using that because it's the least expensive. We wanted to use all 8 isomers because there's some evidence to show that taking too much of just the one isomer can cause an imbalance of the others, and you need to have that complete picture. I mean, it's for all intents and purposes, I think that they should have 8 different names. People shouldn't just think of vitamin E like vitamin E. They should think of it as, vitamin E1, that kind of thing. The alpha, delta. You need the entire spectrum, and we offer that in Restore Pet.
You should be marketing it as a skin supplement, by the way, because all this stuff is great for the skin. The vitamin E and the lutein and the zeaxanthin and the omega fats, those are all great skin supplements.
Now, it's absolutely true. So we do have pet owners that use it when they've got a pet that develops a dermatitis, and it's remarkable in the way that it improves the healing process. But, using it both topically and taking it, by mouth, it's very simple to administer. It's just mixed with, a pet's preferred food just once a day. The dosing is right on the side. It's based on weight. Very simple, calibrated dropper. So it couldn't be easier to give. A lot of pets, in fact, prefer it like it's a treat because we offer it in bacon flavor, beef flavor, and an unflavored variety, just based on what a pet might prefer.
How about wound healing? Have you experimented? You mentioned topically. I was about to ask you that, but how about for healing, like wounds and burns and that kind of thing? Have you experimented that way? Seems like it would have it seems like it would benefit there.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've had as long as obviously the skin is, if it's immediately after a surgery and you've got an open wound, then of course that's not a great idea. But we've seen anecdotally some cellular turnover related to scar repair, and it's incredible to see the granulation tissue come in that much faster, and so. It's only been, anecdotal that we've had a handful of cases where people have used it that way, but we've had, a pet that had a surgery and they've used it on one side, one scar. They had like bilateral knee repair or something, and they've used it on the left side and not on the right side, and you see the difference. I mean,
I can see that. Also for the sun, it seems like it would be protective against sunburn or could help heal sunburn. But the vitamin E,
absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So ordinarily, actually, all of these are stored in the skin. Now that I noticed that, vitamin E is stored in the skin, the omegas are stored in the skin, coenzyme stored in the skin, coenzyme Q10, and then the lutein and the zeaxanthin. And so, what are the buckyballs or the fullerenes or the C60 or the vitalatral? How does that relate to all of these active ingredients?
Yeah, so I mean, in the sense that all except the omega-3 and the omega-6 fatty acids are antioxidants. They all work together. I mean, that's the synergistic relationship of what ends up being the 12 antioxidants. What it does is it really carries through the oleic acid and the fatty acids that encase that C60 molecule. It carries it right through the cell membrane. And
so it's like a delivery mechanism. It's a delivery system.
Exactly. And in fact, various different kinds, unrelated kinds of carbon atoms are being studied in nanotubes as a delivery mechanism for, various different substances. So, it really does carry, but it works, on its own as an antioxidant. And it's amazing that it recycles. So it's neutralizing these free radicals and never becoming a free radical itself.
So it's not really a scavenger. It's not really like an ordinary antioxidant that needs to be protected again after it's used up. It needs to have a proton added to it, or an electron added to it, I should say, afterwards.
Exactly.
So this one doesn't have to. That's pretty cool.
And that's what makes it the super antioxidant.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
It's not only able to neutralize more, but that it has a recycling effect that allows it to continue to neutralize free radicals.
It's like an enzyme.
It's a remarkable thing.
It's like an antioxidant enzyme.
Exactly.
Oh, that is awesome. I didn't know that. Okay, give the website again. I'm sure people are going to want to use that. Yeah.
So we're offering it to your listeners. We're doing a free trial. I think it's a 99-cent shipping only cost. So we pay for the entire first bottle. It's restorapet.com. So RESTORAPET.com/Ben Trial. BENTRIAL. Restorapet.com/Ben Trial. And you can see some videos on there. You can see, some pictures, more information. You can find it on YouTube. There really are some really compelling before and afters. You can see it firsthand, these pets that are just not doing well, and they have a total turnaround with the Restore Pet.
That is highly impressive, Brian. I'm glad you came on the show. So I want to talk to you again soon. I'll probably give you a call sometime this weekend. Thank you so much, Brian. That's awesome. All right, that was Brian Larson of Restore Pet, restorepet.com. I forgot what he said at the front.
/Ben Trial.
/Ben Trial. RestorePet.com//Ben Trial. RestorePet.com/Ben Trial. You get a free bottle of Restore Pet, and I personally think you should take it yourself. It sounds like an awesome supplement. I don't know of any reason why you wouldn't take it yourself. In fact, I'm going to start taking it myself. RestorePet.com/Ben Trial. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.